What's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in for another episode of some spinning tutorials from Valkyrion Sabers. It's Valkyrion here. At this point, if you've been following along through this whole tutorial series, you now know how to let the weight of the saber guide you by allowing the tip to drop, as we talked about in the first video, that Statue of Liberty thing. You know your forward spins. You know your forward spins on your non-dominant side. You know your backward spins and your backward spins on your non-dominant side. You know how to put them in different angles and turning with your feet for some cool effects. And you now know how to OB ante and smack stuff in the process. If you know how to do all of that, the next thing that you need to work on is footwork, angle of your body, and then lastly after that, and where I've kind of gotten to in my journey here, is learning how to toss this thing around a little bit, which we'll cover in the next video. And I recommend doing it with the saber either you don't care about or you know that's going to withstand it, and do it on grass or carpet, because you don't want to break your precious $400 thing. I built this. I know it's good. It's solid. I haven't had an issue. I've dropped it on concrete and have a bunch of breaks and scratches all over the place on the metal. Switches and all the LEDs and the speaker and everything else works flawlessly. So I know that it's safe for this saber. My Electrum Aegis that I bought, I'm not going to spin it around and throw it like that. I'm just not going to do it. I didn't build it. I trust their build quality, but I spent a lot of money on that. Somebody else built it and I don't want to break it. I want it to look good. I'm never going to do it with a NeoPixel because I don't want to break any of the NeoPixel stuff. I don't want to break those connectors. I don't want to break the LEDs in there. Once you get comfortable, I mean, if you want to risk it, that's you, but that's not me. I want to make sure that my stuff stays as nice as it possibly can for as long as it can. But I digress. I'm going to talk about footwork real quick, a little bit, angling your body. And then in the next video, I will talk about tossing this thing around a little bit. Okay, so footwork. Basically the idea here, the way I think of it, is you've got two options. You're either going for flow, which is trying to make really smooth and fluid motions look really pretty, like Tai Chi if you think of it that way. Right. In which case, you're just slowly moving or fluidly moving from different positions, depending on how you want to look. Or you're pretending or actually fighting somebody, in which case there are plenty of videos to look at to figure out exactly how to move when you're engaging somebody. I'm not going to go into that right now. That'd be a different topic in a different video. However, the idea is you want to have your body in a position to where these moves come off as fluid and as easy as possible. If I want to do an OB ante and I turn the opposite way and try to do this stuff behind me and then turn this way, the opposite turns, it's really hard. I smacked myself like 4 times just now. It doesn't look very good either. But naturally, it seems to me, and if you feel it yourself, you'll feel it, the most comfortable position is to be turned towards the direction it's swinging. So just consciously think of some of the moves that you have, or some of the combos that you have that you really like, and think about, where can I put my feet, and can I step in the middle of this? Can I step forward or backward or side to side? That sort of thing. It's just about being kind of more in tune with how it feels, how your body feels when you're doing something. So I know for me, when I'm doing an OB ante, I can walk backwards or forwards. It's maybe not the most comfortable thing, but you can. So I can imagine myself being attacked by somebody, and I'm trying to do kind of a flourish to get away. That's fine. And all I did was kind of just step at times when I know that I'm not going to smack myself in the leg. So I'm not going to step back with my left foot during this motion, because if I did, I'd hit myself in the knee. And I'm not going to step back with my right foot during that motion. It's kind of opposite, right? So you're just going to have to, I know this isn't like the best tutorial because it's not going to give you exact steps, but I basically just wanted to talk about it a little bit so that you kind of know what goes through my mind when I'm deciding how to step. It's just a matter of where I'm moving at that moment versus where the saber is going, so I don't smack myself and so that it feels fluid. Anytime I ever post any videos of me spinning or whatever, I've probably worked on that choreography, if you want to call it that, like 50 times. Just because I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put my body and how I'm going to step. It really is like a dance, so you really have to think about it. So once you get comfortable and you can start flowing, you'll know your body and you'll know your Saber well enough to be able to do that. And that just takes time. So you just have to practice. The more you practice, the more you'll feel more comfortable in your footwork. So I'm just gonna play around a little bit and move my feet around, and hopefully you can kind of see my steps. And maybe I'll make some mistakes, maybe I won't. But you can kind of get an idea of, now that you're thinking in that mode at least, you can kind of see and watch my legs on my feet and kind of see what I'm talking about when I'm saying when I step and how it moves with the Saber. I don't know if that video helped at all, but I hope it did. It's just something to think about, just being conscious of where your body is. Doing martial arts, sword fighting, sorry, I'm a little out of breath. I'm not feeling very well still. Doing martial arts, doing dance, doing sword fighting, any kind of stunt choreography, anything like that, you start to learn kind of, skateboarding for me is a great example. I learned kind of my body, where my legs go, and how they interact with the rest of my body, and with the skateboard, right? So it's the same idea. You're just trying to figure out how this interacts with this. And if you can figure that connection out, you'll have really good results. Check out the next video for tossing this thing around a little bit, and cheers.